Picture this: you're asked to change another man's baby's diaper while he's scrolling Instagram 3 feet away, and somehow you're the rude one. 10 years married, 3 kids raised, diapers changed, packed, owned, never outsourced to bystanders. My sister-in-law, different species. Her and her husband, well-off, capable, entitled, visit our house an hour away and ask if we stock their kids' favorite crackers. Not bring them. Expect us to maintain inventory for their convenience. They'll leave the room, hand us their baby, while the other parent sits there, phone in face, physically present, mentally absent. Can you watch him? He's right there. Breathing, scrolling. Existing, but apparently invisible to parental responsibility. I've mentioned this to my wife. You're being too much. Too much. For noticing. For counting the times we become backup parents without consent. Last week dinner at mother-in-law's, the baby smells. SIL turns to me, voice honeyed, weaponized sweet. Uncle, can you change the diaper? First time directly asked. Directly refused. No, I don't do that. Silence. You. Don't do diapers? Other people's kids when parents are present? No, babysitting, absolutely, but you're right there, he's right there, it's your job. Her eyes watered. Performance or genuine, unclear. I feel selfish. I smiled, softening nothing. Just a boundary, not about your feelings. Awkwardness descended. She changed the diaper. Later, my wife's verdict: I made SIL feel bad, could have just done it, been easier. Kinder, easier. The word that erases boundaries. Kinder. The word that volunteers you for labor others abandoned. I raised 3 kids, packed their bags, changed their diapers, watched them, owned them. Never once looked at a relative and said, "Your turn." Because they're mine, responsibility isn't contagious. You don't catch it by proximity. They want secondary parents. I want to finish my dinner. The math is simple. Only one of us is called difficult for saying no. Am I? Picture this: a 3-year-old swallows an AirPod, panic erupts, and you become the villain for making it weirdly musical. My niece, 3, curious as all toddlers are, convinced the world exists to be tasted. My sister's left AirPod, the expensive one, naturally, disappeared down that tiny throat before anyone could react. Chaos, my sister screaming, my mother already dialing poison control. I watched the spiral. Someone needed to break the tension before we all hyperventilated. So I did what any reasonable uncle would do, pulled out my phone, connected to the missing AirPod, pressed play, knelt down, put my ear against her tiny stomach and listened. Sound, muffled, distant, but unmistakable. Her belly was playing music. I laughed, couldn't help it. The absurdity, my niece becoming a walking speaker, modern parenting problems at their finest. The room froze. My sister's face shifted from panic to something worse. Disgust. Every adult looked at me like I'd committed a crime against seriousness. Like I'd mocked their fear instead of managing my own. I tried to explain. Lightening the mood. Proving she was fine since the tech still worked. My words landed nowhere. They wanted worry. I'd given them a stomach concert instead. Here's the thing about family emergencies. You're allowed to panic publicly. Scream, cry, demand hospital trips. But find the humor in horror. Suddenly you're not taking things seriously. The uncle who doesn't understand gravity. The AirPod passed naturally, fully functional, my niece unaffected. My reputation, however, remains slightly chewed, like technology that survived where it shouldn't have. Am I the asshole for finding the funny, or are they for needing their fear validated more than their child comforted? I still hear that bass sometimes, in dreams, in family arguments, the sound of being wrong for being right. Picture this: you record a child speaking to prove you're not crazy, and become the villain for having evidence. I'm 30, run an in-home daycare. Contracts for every child, clear policies, professional boundaries. My friend, 34, mother of Allie, 3 years old, never checked the special needs box, never mentioned speech delays, never whispered nonverbal when she handed me her daughter 4 days a week. Allie arrived quiet. Shy, I assumed, normal adjustment. But within weeks, she communicated beautifully. Small words, clear needs. More juice. Tired now? Progress, not absence. Last month, bathroom break, door cracked with my safety wedge, privacy maintained, ears alert, she walked past and declared, "Yo, you stinky." Perfect sentence. Perfect timing, perfect 3-year-old. I laughed, Told her mother at pickup expecting shared delight. Instead, explosion. She isn't verbal, why would you mock her? I froze, reassured her. Allie speaks to me regularly. Milestones achieved. Progress documented. She didn't believe me. Called me messed up. Accused me of inventing stories to upset her. I dropped it. Water under bridge, she later claimed. Party invitations extended. I forgot the tension, grateful Allie could stay. But I had recorded. Voice only, no face. Allie stating her name, favorite animal, proof for a mother who called me liar. I intended to share it, feared the blow-up. Then she said water under bridge, and relief erased my plans. The recording sat forgotten. Friday, birthday party for her other child. I socialized, stupidly, forgetting her family believed the lie. Mentioned Allie's animal book comments to a relative. Turned out to be her sister. Yelling commenced. She is non-verbal, why are you lying? Both sisters descended, berated me, called me FC ket up. Called me liar in front of everyone, in front of children, in front of my own son who was nonverbal for years, who I never lied about, who taught me the sacred weight of speech milestones. Backed into a corner. Scared. Tired of being called liar for witnessing reality. I remembered the recording, played it. Silence, then shock, then my friend, leave. I apologized for causing issues, but refused to accept liar label anymore. She said I crossed lines. Embarrassed her, violated her daughter. I left, horrible, wondering if silence would have been nobler. Here's what haunts me. I know it was unprofessional. No recording without immediate disclosure was wrong. I've apologized profusely, installed cameras for transparency, updated contracts, called CPS for guidance. But the deeper question remains, what do you do when truth itself becomes offensive? When a mother's denial becomes a child's invisible prison and your witness to growth becomes assault? Allie spoke. I heard her. The crime was not the recording, it was the proving. If this cut deep, the next story opens the wound wider. An uncle connects to an AirPod swallowed by his niece, plays music through her stomach to lighten the panic, and becomes the family villain for finding humor in horror. Some families need their emergencies serious, even when the absurdity sings. Click now or find the link below. Until next time. Picture this, your sister speaks in riddles, then blames you for not solving them. I'm the birthday girl. Last weekend, family dinner, my celebration. My sister, older, practiced, permanently indirect, sat across the table performing her ancient ritual. She wants things without wanting them, needs without asking. A lifetime of, oh, isn't it warm in here? Instead of please turn on the AC. Does anyone else feel hot? Instead of I'm uncomfortable. And if you dare translate her code, offer the solution she clearly desires. No, I'm good, but if you're hot, you should turn it on. The double bind perfected. The martyr's escape hatch. She's done this forever. We all know the pattern. The family language of implication, tested on us since childhood. But this night, I was done. Birthday immunity activated. She wanted another cocktail, made it obvious. Obvious to everyone except, apparently, herself. Comments about dryness, about how fast others finished. About the heat, the thirst, the injustice of empty glasses. The waitress arrived, asked directly. We all ordered refills. My sister? No, I'm fine. Smile tight, eyes screaming. I saw the agitation, the performance of restraint. The expectation building like storm pressure. And I chose, actively, deliberately, to believe her words. Not her subtext, not her history, the actual syllables leaving her mouth. No, a complete sentence. A boundary stated, however falsely. We got home, the explosion. Snippy, then nuclear, super rude, inconsiderate. We let her go thirsty. Let her. As if thirst were whether we controlled. As if her no required our override. She wanted us to know, to care for her. Her exact words, family should have taken care of her. At 30-something, still expecting us to parent her desires, decode her denials, serve her unspoken needs. My brother and I brought logic. The waitress asked, you declined. Reality meet consequence. But logic doesn't penetrate the fortress of implied expectation. She wasn't saying no to the drink, she explained. She was saying no to the waitress. Testing us. Measuring our love by our willingness to ignore her words and obey her performance. Here's the exhaustion. The three of us cycling through this argument for days. I'm tired. Birthday girl, villain, translator of a language I never agreed to speak. She wants a future where we order her drinks automatically. Where no means yes and prove you love me. Where her thirst is our emergency, her hints our homework. I refused, once, finally, and the sky didn't fall. She was thirsty, yes, but she chose that thirst. Chose the test over the drink, the martyrdom over the moment. And I'm supposed to apologize for respecting her agency. You can love family without learning their manipulation. Can celebrate together without accepting responsibility for their self-inflicted discomfort. Her thirst was real. Her choice was clearer. If this resonated, the next story cuts deeper. A daycare provider records a nonverbal child speaking, plays it at a birthday party to prove she's not lying, and becomes the villain for having proof. Some people need their narratives more than their truth. Click now or find the link below. Until next time.